Peace, peace. What's going on, fam? Gods, goddesses, kings, and queens, brothers and sisters, or however you want to be called. I am SHU AMUN RA. And this is part 2. And let me tell you, part 1 was electrifying. And like I said before, I hope that you, that you got your pencils and your papers. And I constantly remind you that the reason why is so you can drop down information. Always drop down information. Even when I'm speaking to y'all, giving you, delivering class to you, I still got ideas constantly popping in my head at all times. You can multitask easily. Don't act like you can't do it, because you do it anyway. And I'm going to be showing you this DVD. I need you to get that 400 years of Without a Comb, so you get a better understanding that who you are. And the topic is based on black man, black woman. Who should we be dating in the melanin race? And does language have a problem, or does it matter? But we're more heavy into diving into the black man's problem, and we'll begin to the sisters, because my first episode was about the women, and I just threw a few things in there, nothing really heavy. As I told you, this is gonna be a topic that is gonna be a series, and I just don't want to cram and throw everything in there. I don't want to do that. I want to go piece by piece. I want to knock down the walls little by little, so you get a better understanding in who we are, what we become, what we've done. And I was talking about in my first series, because this is the second series, and the second series is based on really on the black man, which I'll throw women in there a little bit, just a little bit. But the black man, you are the head of the household. You are the king of your castle. And if you're claiming yourself to be a god, which you are, naturally is, you need to take responsibility and stop playing these games and spreading your seed all over the place and having no repercussions of what's going to happen, because you can always have repercussions. Those repercussions are fallen children, if you will. Fallen children that are in this world trying to find the love of their father, the strength of their father, and their father's not here. You understand? Everybody's not lucky to have a mother and a father. Everybody's not lucky to have a stepfather. Everybody's not lucky to have a grandfather. Everybody's not lucky to have a male figure in their life to inspire them and make them become a great person on this planet Earth. Everybody's not lucky. We have millions and millions of black males that's lost out here. I mean, deep. I mean, some of them you got some guys 50, 60 years old, and they mind, they still believe they 21 years old. Real talk. Real talk. You get happy for every little thing, any little crumb somebody throw at you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm good. This world belonged to the black man. This world was supposed to be watched over by the black man, which he did. Now, let's don't get it twisted. As there's other nations of melanated people that was on this earth, they were trying to find who will override the other. But it was different. Wars in Africa was different. They wasn't slaughtering each other like that. Manslaughtering and humiliating each other. What different? Do your research. Do your research. Write that down. But what I'm getting at now is we need to find out the mindset of the black man. The mindset of why we act the way we act. Because I used to act just like that. Hear me? I was just like that. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I just came out of nowhere and I was this great person. Let me tell you something. I come from a mother and a father. Yes. You know what I mean? And I was wild. I was wild as I can be. You know what I'm saying? Just like a lot of youths. A lot of times you wild because you're trying to impress each other. Let's stop telling a lie. You only wild because you're trying to impress each other. That's real talk. That's real. The only reason why men do what they do because they're trying to impress each other. You understand that? Even when you playing football, you're trying to impress each other. You playing basketball, you're trying to impress each other with each other's skills. If you got boxing, you're good with your hands. Other people's watching you, trying to impress them. You understand? Let's keep it real. Don't play no games with me. So, this is why a lot of our men get caught up with your pride and ego. This is one of the reasons why the family structure is toe up. I got a video especially, another clip that I want to show you. Denzel was in playing Malcolm X, and he's in prison, and basically the brother's basically telling him, who's the black man? Let's get ready. I told you, I got clips for y'all. And then we're going to read this book too. See, all this is called cross-reference, you see. See, I'm not going to just show you the video, and then I'm just spewing out my own words. But also I'm going to read the book. That's why y'all, a lot of times you see me with the videos, and you also see me with a book, because the simple fact is I'm going to cross-reference so they could be identified together. You understand? Make sure you got your pencil and papers. All right, let's get to this video.
Did you ever look up the word black in a dictionary?
For what?
Did you ever study anything that wasn't part of some con?
What the hell for, man?
Come with me. Black, destitute of light, devoid of color, enveloped in darkness, hence utterly dismal or gloomy, as the future looked black.
Pretty good with them words, ain't you?
Soiled with dirt, foul, sullen, hostile, forbidding, as a black day. Foully or outrageously wicked, as black cruelty, indicating disgrace, dishonor, or culpability. And there's others. Black male, black ball, black guard.
Yeah, well, that's something, all right.
Let's look up white. Here. Read.
White, of the color of pure snow, reflecting all the rays of the spectrum, the opposite of black. Free from spot or blemish, innocent, pure. Huh. Ain't this something? Without evil intent, harmless, honest, square dealing, and honorable. Wait a minute, but this was written by white folks though, right? I mean, this is white folks' book.
This sure ain't no black man's book.
So what we reading this one for?
Because the truth is lying there. If you read behind the words, you got to take everything the white man says and use it against him.
Yeah? All right, wait, I mean, there's a whole lot of words in here.
Here, let's start at the beginning. We'll look them up, write them down, and find out what they mean. Here, page 1. The first word, aardvark.
Aardvark, earth pig, African ant-eating mammal, abacus, Chinese calculating instrument. Abaddon, the place of the lost in Sheol, the bottomless pit.
If you take one step toward Allah, He would take 2 steps toward you.
Oh, brothers and sisters, you're back. Threw that Malcolm X on you with Denzel Washington. Now he begins to learn how to read. He already knew how to read, but the thing is, see, reading has is a level of reading. So you could just read and just be reading and have no reading comprehension. Because sometimes you got to read something 2 and 3, 4 times over. Oh, you didn't know that? Well, anyways, not to get deep into that. My brothers, my sisters and gods and goddesses and kings and queens. So we gotta find out, where's the man at? Go inside him and bring out the God in him, the king in him, however you want to be called. But basically a man that's great. We got to make sure we know how to do these things. Simple fact, because Listen, I told you and I'll say it and I'll say it again. We lost. Too many of us lost in the wilderness. Excuse me. Had to get some libation. So, we're too lost. I was lost, and I'll say it again. I was lost, but guess what? And then I was found. But see, understand when I was lost, before I move on, when I was lost, I was a Christian, see? I was a Christian, and I was a Jehovah's Witness. I understood the methodology of behaving properly. I was just in the wrong realm dealing with religion. The wrong realm of religion. I wasn't in the spirituality of African spiritual system. I wasn't in it. I was dealing with the religion of man. Man say this, man said that, man going against what the Creator have created for us to do. Man can make his own rules when he understands the power he possesses. See, the Creator is not going to step in and flip you around. It's just that you, as the man, have a choice. Don't get it twisted. Don't let people play with your mind. You have a choice. People talking about you ain't got a choice for nothing. That's a lie. You have a choice in everything you do. So, I want to eat this apple. I know I need to eat this apple for many different reasons. Health reasons. So I'm going to eat this apple. And if I don't eat the apple, I'm going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. And then I'm going to be upset that I didn't eat the apple. It's my choice to eat the apple so I can be comfortable and relaxed. Health reasons. Let's get in the book. Time to read. Those who ain't got this book, pay attention. Those who's got this book, get your book and so you can read it. Bear with me. We're going to go to chapter 1. I know we did chapter 2 first because we needed to know about the identity of the black man and why he's lost. But now we're going to go the babyhood and puberty stage. We're going to go back there because that's going to help us a lot. You ready? Let's get in. Adult black men over the age of 40 have similar childhood backgrounds. They remember their past somewhat fondly at times, and whatever complaints they recall are seemingly small unpleasantries when compared to the horror report and wayward status of black males' youth today. The majority of them were taught proper table manners, how to behave in public, respect for elders, and importance of attending church, neatness, household chores, control of his mouth, to be nice to girls, to fight only if aggressed. The value of the education modest, goals, morals, conviction, obedience, parents, reasons to reject alcohol and tobacco, and why they shouldn't talk back. As a small boy, he plays with ropes, Chinese checkers, puzzles, cards, dominoes, marbles, bikes, scooters, blocks, kites, wagons, electronic trains, balls, trucks, guns, and cowboy hats. His make-believe heroes were Superman, G.I. Joe, the Lone Ranger, and Tonto, the Cisco Kid, Batman, Zorro, Roy Rogers, and Davy Crockett, and Daniel Boone. He learned of them from the comic books, television, and radio programs. He was entertained by Howdy Doody and Pinky Lee. He read Snow White, Little Red Riding Hood, Goldilocks and These Three Bears, The Three Pigs, and a host of nursery rhymes like Hickory Dickory Dock, Little Miss Muffet, Humpty Dumpty, London Bridges, and Jack and Jill. Television shows him movie pictures of Superman. He watched Father Knows Best, Ed Sullivan, Ted Mack, Amateur Hour, Beat the Clock, The Price is Right, Queen of the Day, Alfred Hitchcock, Roy Rogers, and Dale Evans, Topper, and Perry Mason. He heard others. Stories about Paul Bunyan and John Henry, including his visuals where other shows all featuring brave, handsome white male performers with glamorous female starlights, mostly with long yellow blonde flowing hair and sky blue eyes, committed to their future to memory, and she was the first woman he drew a picture of in school. Now, I know as I read this, I just want to clean it up a little bit because it's the year 2018. So, I know now it's totally different. The characters in this book is got some age on it, but the characters in this book was around my time. That's why I can identify all of them, every drop of them. And yes, you are looking at white people constantly on the show. In those days, you really didn't see that. Now you have one or two of them that was there, but you didn't see them every day. I would use Cinti Portier. Cinti Portier was on the screen, but he wasn't there all the time. And as time passes by, you had a show like Good Times. You had a show like What's Happening, but you'll catch it once a week. But when you constantly showing white people all the time, it's on your memory bank. Remember, it's called image. Image is everything. Don't get it twisted. And as you as a young man, you are looking at an image of this white man. Right? You're looking at him and go, wow, Superman is white. Wow, he's strong. He's stronger than everybody in the world. I know, I did it. Ain't no need to sit up there and fake this. You know, you look at your father, but see, the only difference in my category, even though I looked at Superman, because I had a father, I knew Superman was fake. See, my father was there, not to brag or nothing like that, but it makes a difference. My father would take us to see martial art movies. I used to watch Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon. We used to watch Tiger's Claw, The Snake Style, The Leopard. All these martial arts stuff, my father used to take us to the movie theater. At the time was $1.50. I bet you that'll shock your mind. When the movie was $1.50 in those days when I was coming up. And even when we seen Superman, and not the Superman from the late 70s either. I forgot the man's name who played Superman in the 60s and the 50s, if my memory serves me correctly. I had to do a little research on that. But it was a black and white film. So, and plus Superman was a little bit on the heavy side. But you're looking at Superman. Faster than the speeding bullet. Could leap beyond tall buildings. You remember that? Run faster than a locomotive. That's when it came on. But anyways, gods and goddesses, kings and queens, you're looking at these images. And of course, you had women images too. You had the Isis. Now, in those days, you didn't know no better. So when they said Isis, you're like, wow, who's Isis? Look at this Isis white woman. Right? They had Wonder Woman too. I mean, it took me years later to find out the original Wonder Woman was a black woman. Because the mind was seeing images. But like I said, even though we had comic books when we was kids, my father would sit us down and he would have conversation with us. That's fake. Just like a lot of you, to this day, you believe in that Santa Claus. You don't believe, but you teach your children that fake ass, excuse my language, Christmas. Now, one thing that escaped our family, because we were Jehovah's Witnesses, we ain't do that, Santa Claus. See, that's why my mind wasn't corrupted as full scale as a lot of your minds was corrupted, because of the religion I was in at the time, even though it wasn't the proper religion, but it gave us a base to be able to escape from a lot of the brainwash system. You see, if you understand the Jehovah's Witnesses, they took their knowledge and got their knowledge from the Hebrews. This is where a lot of their texts come from. They created this religion. And I told you this before. So, when they allowed black people to get into religion, black men started going to Jehovah's Witnesses. You have to understand what type of black men that was there going to the Jehovah's Witnesses. You understand? So, to continue on with this book, you know, you can identify a lot of things. But let's move on. He loved to go to the movies, theaters to see gangsters, westerns, and war flicks. Tarzan and Beyonce and King of the Jungle. Every action, every emotional attitude or moral judgment was demonstrated for him on the big screen in black and white or color cinematography, with every situation featuring Caucasian conducting their business and social affairs. Lana Turner, Doris Day, Dinah Shore, Marilyn Monroe, Debbie Reynolds were just a few. Rock Hudson, Elvis Presley, Troy Donahue, Clark Gable premiered as the top male actors if the black man saw him on TV. It was the cook, the waiter, the shoe shine boy, the dishwasher, the beggar's carrier, car washer, the maid, our babysitter, always but always in the employ of wealthy white. If he wasn't sweeping the floor or running from the ghost, he was seen dancing and jigging. Doing the jig, like a lot of people be doing today. Grinding as wide as possible. And stretching his eyes to the limits. Yes, sir, master. Yes, sir. To show the most white or making other facial constructions designed to be funny. And show him up as an ignorant playing the fool. Some played in big bands, grinned along with the music, but never spoke. He may have had the rare opportunity to see a rising in the sun imitation of life. Rochester on the Jack Benny Show, Amos and Andy. I remember Amos and Andy. And the Kingfish, Carmen Jones or Green Pasture of Stephen Fetch with Stetson Fletch and Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple was one of my main characters when I was coming up. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. He did not seem to wonder why he wasn't featured in a key role in the movies or on TV. TV was fairly new during his childhood, and it was basically understood that white people were in charge of TV land when he was introduced to Uncle Remus and their tar baby Buckwheat. Buckwheat was part of the Little Rascals. And Alpha, Little Black Sambo, Aunt Jemima. You know when you get your pancakes on that pancake box, Aunt Jemima? Or what you think? Put two and two together. Do your research. On the pancake box, Uncle Ben's rice and a host of other mammies products from syrup or shortening. He was aware of many outside influences that did not look like him, but his life had structure and his community was in agreement on certain behaviors, codes, and in-home values. In the South, the difference between him and other race were more pronounced, and he was instructed and reminded with public signs that not only he was unlike, but had to move about in the world carefully. One of the main reasons he was taught to read was so that he did not accidentally go into the wrong door. Let's get into it. Brothers and sisters, you see, I can identify all with that. I am so grateful that my mother and father was together. My father died as a young man, but he was on this earth long enough to instill valuable information. And even though my father was a Jehovah's Witness, don't get it twisted, my father instilled information that will last a lifetime. Families first. Take care of your family and your children, your household. Make sure there's food on their bellies. Make sure there's clothes on their backs. Make sure you got a roof over their head. Family is important. It's not about, oh, I'm going to have sex and fuck all these women and not going to take care of no fucking body. It's not what it's about. Excuse my language. Now, what it's about is when you form this family, you're going to go through the roller coaster ride. You're going to go through it. But what I love about my father when he was raising us, even though we went to see a lot of these movies, as in this book is describing, I've seen a lot of these on TV programs. Well, guess what? I was a little confused to a certain point. What I was confused about was why there were so many white people representing their culture. Why white people seem to have authority structure. Why it seems white people was even more powerful than us. Why is God white when you can't see God? You can't see God. No one knows God, but they made an image of God white. That's when I started having the problems. And I know I ain't the only one. Millions and millions of black people. But what happened? What happened? And it happened in our family too. When you get this situation called, it doesn't matter. The word was, it doesn't, the sentence was, it doesn't matter. Now, as a man, and I reconstruct my mind, I understand why they say it doesn't matter. Because you had to be careful in those days. You see, you couldn't just come out your mouth and say the black man was God and so on and so forth, even though we had men like that. That's why a lot of black people did not join the Nation of Islam, because they were afraid. They were afraid because the Nation of Islam was not about, people say they were radical. It wasn't about they were radical. They was expressing their power, their strength. A real man that was resurrected from the dead. And because they was resurrected from the dead, they expressed their true feelings of man to God on this planet. And what happened was my mother, especially my mother was like, oh no, we can't go that route. We gotta stay in here. Because I used to see them. Tell me, why we don't buy no bean pies and such and such? Why we don't? No, don't worry about that. That's what happened. Brothers and sisters, kings and queens, get to understand about men. Why have we lost our ways? How come we lost? How come our men decide to fall off from the tree of life and not taking care of their family? Because the family is heaven. Your family is the tree of life. I'll see you on part 3. I'm SHU AMUN RA.